Milad, have you ever banned someone from your Subway? In my 6 years of working at Subway, I've only ever banned 2 people in total. The first one was a man that stole my tips, and I've already told that story before on this channel. And the second one actually wasn't too long ago. So as I was growing on TikTok and YouTube, there was this weird thing where a lot of people that would come into the Subway were previous franchise owners at Subway. So there were these people that essentially used to own Subway stores, but unfortunately they went out of business because a lot of Subway stores in the past few years have gone out of business. And I'd say 99% of the people that come in are actually extremely nice, and they're usually just very congratulatory and very supportive of what I'm doing. But one day when I was at the Subway after a very, very busy rush, I had a customer come into the store and he wanted something like 3 sandwiches. And well, because I just had a rush, my entire line was basically empty. And so when he came to the front, he immediately said something along the lines of like, wow, everything here is empty. And I go, I know, I could just fill it up as we're going along. Sorry about that. Like, I had a rush before. And mind you, this was at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it wasn't like anybody else was in the store. It was literally just me and him alone. And well, my girlfriend was in the back of the store too, and she watched this entire thing go down. And basically, he started to berate me about how everything's empty. The first line I heard from him was, I used to own a Subway, so I know how this goes. Whoever your boss is, they should really keep an eye on you because it doesn't look good for business if your line is empty. And I'm like, whoa. Immediately, I'm thrown off by this because like, this guy's kind of just telling me how to do my job. But I figured nothing of it, and I was like, yeah, I understand. I'm really sorry about that. And then once we got to the vegetable part of the sandwich, basically a lot of the veggies were empty and I had to fill them up. And for some reason, this like made him furious. He was like, I used to own 4 Subway stores and never once would we have our empty veggie line. Basically, he was telling me like I was doing an awful job, and for once, I kind of just wasn't taking it. I was like, dude, have you ever worked a fast food job? You say that you've owned 4 Subways before, but clearly, if you've never experienced something as simple as an empty veggie line, maybe you weren't involved in that business as much as you like to think you were. Because this is something that happens like every single day at Subway, and every single one of our customers has zero problem with me just going to the back and filling up our veggies. And so he basically got every single veggie on these 3 sandwiches, and when I say every single one, I mean all the veggies on the line he basically wanted. And you know, I guess he was just sick of it because he started to actually scream at me. And I don't really remember this much because it was a complete blur, so here's my girlfriend explaining it.
I got so scared that I started recording this crazy man, and we have a video on it, but I don't think we're allowed to share it. He definitely needed a free cookie.
He was very scary. And well, basically at the end when I rang him up, I said something along the lines to him as, please don't ever come back to this store, because if you treat me like this, I can only imagine how my poor coworkers would have to deal with you. And on his way out, he basically told me to go F myself, and I was like, whatever. I don't think I've ever experienced someone as crazy as that guy, and if he actually did own a couple franchise stores, I feel bad for whoever his employees were. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and subscribe. It helps me out a ton.